Abdul Kalam, the boy who touched the sky. In a small seaside town called Rameswaram, where the waves crashed like drums and the wind sang old songs, lived a thin boy with bright eyes and wild dreams. His name? Abdul Jainulabdin Abdul Kalam. But everyone just called him Kalam. Kalam was not like other kids. While others played marbles, he stared at birds and clouds. "Amma," he asked once, "how do birds fly?" "With wings and courage," she smiled. "Then I want wings too," Kalam said. He delivered newspapers every morning at 5 a.m., riding his cycle like a superhero. People waved as he zoomed past. "There goes Kalam, the flying paper boy." He wasn't rich. In fact, his family was poor, but their house was full of love, food, books, and dreams. His father was a boat owner, wise and quiet. His mother was kind, always feeding hungry guests. But Kalam wanted more than boats and papers. He wanted the sky. One hot afternoon, Kalam sneaked into the town library. Dusty shelves, creaky chairs, but magic in the air. There he found a book about the Wright brothers, the first people to build a flying machine. Flip, flip, flip. "They made it fly," he whispered. "One day I will too." From that moment, rockets and wings danced in his dreams. Years later, Kalam got into the Madras Institute of Technology. It was one of India's best colleges. He was thrilled until he saw the fees. "I can't afford this," he said, heart sinking. He wrote a letter home, ashamed. A few days later, his sister Zora quietly walked into his room and placed something in his hand, her gold bangles. "Go chase your sky," she whispered. Kalam cried that night, but not because he was sad, because he was loved. Kalam became a scientist. He joined ISRO, India's space agency. But guess what? It was nothing like the fancy labs you see in movies. They carried rocket parts on bicycles, sometimes bullock carts. They used a church as a control room and a cow shed as a storage room. "This is a rocket lab or a village fair?" someone joked. "Doesn't matter," Kalam grinned. "We're building dreams." In 1979, Kalam and his team launched India's first big rocket, SLV-3. The whole country watched. 3 dots, 2 dots, 1 dot, 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 boom. It exploded in midair. The media laughed. The people were angry. Kalam was heartbroken. He expected to be fired. But his boss, Dr. Satish Dhawan, did something amazing. "You go take the press conference," he said after the failure. "I'll take it when we succeed." A year later, the rocket worked. It soared into space. And true to his word, Dhawan pushed Kalam forward and said, "Now it's your moment." Kalam led secret missions called Agni and Prithvi, India's own missiles. He worked day and night. Sometimes he forgot to eat. During one launch, he stayed awake for 48 hours. When it worked, he walked alone by the beach and said, "We did it." Not to anyone, really, just to the stars, to the little boy inside him who once stared at birds. In 2002, something crazy happened. Kalam was chosen as President of India. He wore simple clothes. He played the veena. He read poetry. He loved talking to kids more than politicians. Once at an airport, a guard stopped him. "Please remove your shoes." "Of course," Kalam said with a smile. "Even presidents must follow rules." He visited tiny schools in small towns and told children, "Dream big, work hard, be good." Even after his term, Kalam kept teaching. He gave speeches almost every week. One day in 2015, he went to IIM Shillong to speak to students. His heart wasn't feeling great, but he smiled anyway. On stage, he began, "Dreams transform into thought." He paused, his head dropped, and just like that, Abdul Kalam passed away, doing what he loved, teaching students. India wept, but not in silence. It was a soft, glowing kind of sadness, like the sky losing a star, but knowing it still shines somewhere. Today on October 15, his birthday is celebrated as World Students' Day. Kids still write letters to him. Rocket clubs, science fairs, even schools are named after him. One letter at his memorial said, "Dear Kalam, sir, I'm just a poor farmer's son, but I believe I can become a scientist, because you did." Abdul Kalam wasn't just a scientist, not just a president. He was a dreamer who lit up a billion dreams. So if you ever feel small, poor, or stuck, remember the boy who raced with newspapers and rockets. Because the sky was never his limit. It was just the beginning.